finish singing this morning, but J.C. Bernard, would you open us up in word prayer?
Father, we're thankful this morning, Father, that you did die, that you sent your Son to die for us. Father, we pray this morning that you come down and meet with this morning, Father, be with the preacher this morning, Father, give us what we need this morning. Bless us and meet with us, and we ask in your name, amen.
Amen. You may be seated. Good to see each and every one of you here this morning at Nelson County Baptist Church. If you have any first-time visitors, you've never been to Nelson County Baptist Church before, would you raise your hand? We have a visitor's packet we have for you to fill out and have a record of your attendance with us this morning. I'm not seeing any raised hands. Don't let me pass anybody up, but it is great to see each and every one of you here with us this morning. If you have a bulletin, just a few things to go over. And there is a couple things on here that aren't on the list, so unfortunately you have to pay attention for those. So I know y'all like to usually just tone me out at this time, but we'll have to pay attention for those. But anyway, I do want to say a big thank you to everybody who has gotten the pictures in for the directory. I know I was talking to Miss Vicki this morning, and so we do need to get those taken care of. I think there's about 6 or 7 families left that need to turn one of those in, and she informed me that I was one of them. So I said, all righty. But so anyway, if we can get those turned in just as quick as we can, we'll try to get those processed and get the directory made. And so I think maybe after state competition gets through next week, there may be if we don't get them all in by then, try to send a informative email out trying to get those taken care of. So we appreciate all your participation in that. Again, there's if you look in the bulletin, there's ways you can either text or email those to us here at the church, and that would be a big help there. School will be having spring break next week. The kids will be going to the student convention next week, so be praying for them and sponsors and everybody that's going there. They'll be taking place down in Bowling Green. And so if you'd like to be able to go down there, you can check with the school office there, and they'll tell you the scheduling, and you'll be able to see some of the events if you'd like to go. And then also, I believe, is that this afternoon they'll be performing some of those in the second service. During the second service there, we'll have, we didn't have a student convention night. A lot of times we usually do the week before they go. But with the sickness and everything going on, we'll be doing that in the second service this afternoon, so you don't want to miss that. And there will be no Moms on a Mission meeting this week due to the convention. And so with the school being gone, and because a lot of the staff from the church is involved with the school, matter of fact, most of them, and so there will not be any staff here. But if you need anything, please call the church office, Brother Daryl's phone, or whatever, and we'll be trying to get you taken care of if you have a need. We definitely want to make sure it's met, and so if you can do that, it'd be a big help for us. On the back table, there will be a sign-up sheet. This year, we will be having our own equipment here at the church to cut the grass and weed eat. And so what we'd like to do, it's kind of like we do with the church cleaning. We'll just have to put it on a rotating schedule, so it's not something that you'd have to be doing every week. But you know, the more people that volunteer, then the less often you have to be a part of mowing or weed eating. And so there is a sign-up sheet in the back, and if you could sign up, if you there's a sign-up spot there if you can notify whether it's going to be weed eating or mowing, whatever you're capable of doing. And so, if not, you get ranked for both. So anyway, it'd be a big help, but we appreciate everybody who can volunteer to do that. There is a sign sheet. If you have any more information or need any more information, you can see Brother J.C. Bernard on that. And so we appreciate your participation in that to come. That's all the announcements I have.
Protected, your feet on
book, stand join the choir, turn to 229 and sing Since I Have Been Redeemed, page 229 in your books this morning. Blake, why don't you pray for the offering, please?
Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you today for the opportunity to come to a church like this and fellowship here, Lord. We ask that you just bless the offering and multiply it for your ministries. Thank you, name I pray. Amen.
Listen to go verses. Zion's Hill. Brother Stephen Cypher. It's a favorite song that you said, brother? It's a great song. Page 52. Let's sing Zion's Hill. Page 52 in your books. There waits for me a glad tomorrow, where gates of pearl swing open wide. And when I pass this vale of sorrow, I'll dwell upon the other side. Someday beyond the reach of mortal man. Someday God only knows just where and when. The wheels of mortal life shall lost and still, and I shall go to dwell on Zion's hill. All right, thanks for singing that song. Let's turn to Great Is Thy Faithfulness. What page is that on? I know, y'all don't have to stand, I'll let you sit. I had it marked or something. I lost it. 441. Let's see, Great Is Thy Faithfulness. Page 441. Great is thy faithfulness, O God my Father. There is no shadow of turning with thee. Thou changest not, thy compassion, they fail not. As thou hast been, thou forever wilt be. Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hand hath provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. Let's do the third stanza. Pardon for sin and a peace that endureth. Thy only presence to cheer and to guide. Strength for today and bright hope for tomorrow. Blessings all mine with 10,000 beside. Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hand hath provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. Thank you, sir. Stacy, is she in here? Stacy not in here yet. Oh, okay, no problem. We'll sing till she gets here. I hope she got the words to the song. Wait for her. I can sing it without her, I don't reckon. She's supposed to sing a part in it. I get my strap straight. No, there you go. All right, good. All right, well, we'll sing a song or two. Stand up with me. Let's sing. All right. How about, so I got a request. Something we haven't done for a while. Highway to Heaven. Can't go wrong with that one, can you? It's the highway to heaven. Now we can walk up there, up the purified. It's the highway to heaven. Walking out that King's highway.
back and do one of our sing-alongs. Anything, which I don't do that many anymore. You got a sing-along or you got Amazing Grace? What do you got? Alan? What do you want to say?
Amazing Grace.
Amazing Grace, yes, amen.
My favorite.
Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound that saves a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Amen. You can be seated. There we go. Finally. That's all I need right there. I lost the words to a song. I don't know what's happened to them. And I didn't quite remember all of it. But so Stacy's a walking encyclopedia. She remembers the words of songs I've written. I don't remember the words of songs I've written. But I appreciate her young mind being sharp. Amen. Of course, I couldn't remember when I was 30, so I don't know. I always had to have them in front of me. All the ways of man I don't understand sometimes worries me. We say empty words, it's weird. She got a word wrong. And do empty things, why can't we see? And so oftentimes I feel so all alone. And the Son of Man sends his gentle hand and he calms me.
touched my heart today. That farce, the offering selection, that wonderful old hymn.
Yes, sir.
You know, I just am so grateful to know that God can take care of his children.
Right.
And, I get worried about God's children. I get worried about people being took care of. I just wonder, and in lots of folks, my kids and my family and people in the church, and I said, Lord, you need to take care of them. But he always does. And just as he's taken care of us through the years. And isn't he a gracious Lord? Amen. Well, listen, let me give you some verses. I want to read some verses to you. Now, I'm going to kind of read these kind of fast. I would ask you to turn to them, but I'm not preaching out of one passage this morning. I'm preaching about a subject this morning, and I was going to preach this last week. But the Lord kind of changed things up on me a little bit. And the Lord did change things up on me a little bit. I thought we had a great invitation last week, and the Lord blessed. And, we finished up our mission time, and that was all right with me. That's what the Lord wanted. So the Lord must have wanted me to preach this today. I said, okay, Lord, that's fine. I'm game. Whatever you want me to do, Father. It's kind of nice when you give everything to the Lord and you yield up your rights to him and say, look, whatever, Father. You just guide and direct my steps. So you don't have to worry about a whole lot of anything. You just trust the Lord. When things happen, you say, okay, great. And but this, I'm going to give you some verses. These are powerful verses. And I think you're going to kind of catch on to what I'm going to be talking about this morning. It's Proverbs 18:12. It says, before destruction, the heart of man is haughty, and before honor is humility. In Proverbs 21:21, he that follows after righteousness and mercy findeth life, righteousness and honor. In Matthew 15:4, it says, Jesus said, for God commanded, saying, honor thy father and mother, and he that curseth father and mother, let him die the death. In John 5:23, it says that all men should honor the Son, even as they honor the Father. He that honoreth not the Son honoreth not the Father which has sent him. In John 12:26, if any man serve me, let him follow me, and where I am, there shall also my servant be. If any man serve me, him will my Father honor. In Romans 12:10, be kindly affectioned one to another with brotherly love, in honor preferring one another. And in Romans 13:7, render therefore to all their duties, all their dues, tribute to whom tribute is due, custom to whom custom, fear to whom fear, and honor to whom honor. In 1 Corinthians 12:24, it says, for our comely parts have no need, but God hath tempered the body together, having given more abundant honor to that part which lacked. In 1 Timothy 5:3, it says, honor widows that are widows indeed. And in 1 Timothy 5:17, let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor, especially they who labor in the word and doctrine. And in 1 Timothy 6:1, it says, let as many servants as are under the yoke count their own masters worthy of all honor. Well, what a verse that is. Oh, even the servants, to count their masters worthy of all honor. It says that the name of God and his doctrine be not blasphemed. Well, that means these oppressed folks that were servants could cause God's name to be blasphemed if they didn't honor their masters. In 2 Timothy 2:20, but in a great house there are not only vessels of gold and silver, but also of wood and earth, and some to honor and some to dishonor. In 1 Peter 2:17, honor all men. Love the brotherhood, fear God, honor the king. In 1 Peter 3:7, likewise ye husbands dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. Revelation 4:11 says, thou art worthy, O Lord, to receive glory and honor and power, for thou hast created all things, and for thy pleasure they are and were created. In Revelation 19:7, let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to him. For the marriage of the Lamb is come, and his wife hath made herself ready.
Right.
Who's his wife? We are.
Right.
We're his wife. Now listen, that's not transgenderism there for us men to say we're part of the bride.
Right.
Because it's all different in the kingdom of the Lord. It's not a physical thing at all. But what do you think we're going to talk about today?
Honor.
Honor. You know, one thing I have noticed is that we butcher the English language.
Oh, yeah.
I butcher the English language, man. I'm terrible about it. I say things, I use words in the wrong place, at the wrong time. I'll describe something this way, and somebody says, that's not the word that means that. And I I catch myself doing all the time. I guess it's genetic because my dad butchered the English language. He would say all kinds of stuff. We just laugh at Dad. But hey, it's hard to laugh at the preacher when he does it. But, you know, just butcher the English language. Just insert words and say, well, what are you talking about? Ain't how that's pronounced. And I've done it a lot. Miss Vicky's an English expert, and she's always corrected me on my English. Thank the Lord. I told her the other day, you know, boy, God has been good to Miss Vicky.
Right.
You know, we come this time of year every year, especially now, right now, this particular last couple of years, and we get covered up with wrapping up the things I'm involved in with Christian Education State, as well as the convention for these kids. And typically I try to stay out of that as much as I can so I can be busy about other things. But I mean, I got real involved this year, and we had 1 week, just 1 week to get involved. And that was what really put everybody's back to the wall. And because she was in the hospital 1 week. Well, Miss this year in particular, I said, you know, 4 times I think at the end of convention, she's ended up in hospital. Through the years when I directed it, you know, just the work, and of course her health conditions, and which she never talks about, never lets on about with you guys too much unless you ask, and then she'd only talk about it much then. But I live with my wife, and I know what the doctors say, and I know what's going on there. And this year in particular, coming out of the hospital, losing that week, and I said, Lord, you know, I don't know if she's going to be able to do this or not this year. You know, it's I was really trying to protect her and guard her. And boy, I'm telling you what, the last couple of 3 days, last 4 days, God has given her some healing and perked her up and given her grace and strength. And she's feeling better right now than she has in a long time. And boy, the Lord give God praise, because I thought, man, it's going to do my wife in. Because, you know, we depend upon her for so many things. Now, that's changing. That's changing. You know, the Lord's going to give us a school director, and then a lot of dependence will be on that person on a lot of school stuff. And so that's going to be great, and but that's not right now. And it's just soon, but not right now. And so I just thought, well, Lord, you know, we still depend on her. And so, boy, God's been so good to her. And I said it for a reason. I was going to use it for an illustration, but I can't remember what illustration I was going to use it for. I just want to talk about how God had blessed her and God had helped her. I guess I got through with that. It may come to me later. I may say something about it. But honor. Let's talk about the English language. There's so many words that we use and we don't understand.
Yep.
And I've noticed a lot of words like that. A lot of words people throw out there, just use these words. And I'll think, hey, you know what, is that right? I mean, is that really what that word means? Is that really what, can you apply that word to this? And I found out by some research, and the Lord gave me 1 or 2 of these verses I was studying, and it just kind of popped out the page, and I said, Lord, do I really understand what honor means? Because I was always mixing up honor and respect. You know, I always finding a reason not to honor somebody. I mean, really, I would think, well, I can't honor that. I can't honor this. And I thought of honor as reward, and honor as praise, and giving somebody honor would be to approve of their actions or behavior. You'll be able to approve of them. I was wrong.
Right.
That's not what honor in the Scripture talks about.
Right.
Now, how could it mean that when it tells us to honor everybody? Well, you say, well, I can't honor everybody. Well, if you don't use the right definition of it, you're right. Because we get 2 words mixed up. The word respect is a word that signifies that somebody has done some good things and consistent things and godly things that you respect. And respect is earned.
Amen.
Respect is earned.
Right.
And so respect isn't just thrown out there for everybody. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's a lot of people I can't respect their behavior. In other words, I can't approve it. I can't say that it's okay. I can't. And so that's really the lack. When you can't say that, then you can't respect a person. And hey, that's okay.
Right.
Because respect is earned. So it's okay to not be able to respect a person's bad behavior, or a person's bad ideology, or a person's bad attitude. And when you do respect somebody, though, you show them praise. You show them reward. You know, you show them that, hey, I want you to know how to appreciate you. And that's respect. And then their words mean something to you because you respect them. But we just get this thing mixed up with honor. And I know that because honor is a different word. And honor is applied in the Scriptures a different way. All of this stuff right here looks like, to me, commands.
Right.
I mean, when the Bible makes a plain statement about this stuff, honor, it says to do this. And they don't see any qualifications for it. And I said, Lord, this doesn't make any sense to me. How am I supposed to sort this out? Well, I just simply said, well, okay, then how was this word used by the writer? You know what I'm saying? I mean, we don't speak the Koine Greek. We don't speak the Jewish language of the Old Testament anymore. And so our English is the word translated honor. And so we need to know what that means. Well, in the Old Testament and in the New Testament, the word honor was something that involved weights. It involved weight. Like how heavy something is. Because the way that everybody did business back in those days was usually by scales. Everything was weighted out. And the weight of something was the value of it. You would equate the value. Well, they still do that today with precious metals. They do it today with a lot of things, grain. And so the on the scale, the weight of it. In other words, if it has a value, it means to place a value on something.
Right.
And that's what it means. And so to value it, that's what it means. And I got to thinking about that. And I said, well, what are you telling us, Lord? And then I got to thinking about our society.
Yeah.
Did you know that honor is lost in our society? It's gone. Do you know why the politicians vehemently fight one another? And why we have such a push today politically to destroy what has been? It's because there is honor lost. Honor as we know it. And all they focus on is respect. Because they say, well, if you don't agree with me, I'm not going to respect you. I'm going to treat you with disrespect. And you know what? That's okay if indeed you can't respect something. But there's something that comes into play that balances that God wants us to know about. And that's honor.
Right.
It's a command. And so what does it mean? It means to do something that our culture has lost. It means to place a value on people.
Right.
To place a value on things of God. I mean, God wants us to place a value on it in our life.
Man.
And so whenever something is dishonored, that means that you have taken any value off from it and said it has no value. And this is the way the world operates. It throws everything away.
Right.
We live in a disposable. They throw babies away in the womb. Do you know why there's abortion today? Because there's no honor today.
Right.
That little life inside that womb is no longer recognized with any value.
Right.
There's no value on that baby. It's just nothing but a glob. Did you know why marriage has come under assault in our nation? And we now see not just a quick rush to destroy traditional marriage between a man and a woman, but now there's a rush to destroy masculinity and femininity. And
right.
That's where you get the transgenderism and all that. And the design of God from birth is because there is no honor in marriage.
Right.
Marriage has no value to this society. This is why. And this is why there's such a heart of rebellion in our nation. Because our people, young people, the millennials, and those who are coming up under them, as well as some even all the way up to my generation, they dishonor submission to authority.
Yes.
They do not consider that authority has a responsibility. And if they disagree with how that authority carries out responsibility, then it's okay to throw away. It's okay to dishonor them. And it's okay to overturn authority. Because, see, rebellion is all about usurping authority, and usurping authority means you flip it over, that you destroy it and bring it down and replace it.
Yeah.
And if you noticed, this is where our nation's at, is authority is to be questioned and authority is to be brought down.
Yeah.
You say, well, it's because these young people don't respect authority. No, they don't. You're right. You say it's because authority has asked things of them that they just don't agree with. That's true, too. But the problem you run into is when there is dishonor. If you have no value in the authority structure, then there is chaos and there is nothing but anarchy. Because what happens is those who overturn authority they are taking something that wasn't theirs, and they did not get it properly.
Right.
And because they did not get it properly, rebels never lead with any sense of morality. And then there will be those who will turn on them, who don't agree with some decisions they make, and will overthrow them. And you get this vicious cycle because in our nation, authority is not respected.
Right.
And so, honor means to attach a value. And so even if we should honor every person with a value. Even politicians that are trying to hurt this nation, they have a value. And let me talk to you about their value. This is why we're told to pray for these people. And by the way, we're told to pray for these people not because we're supposed to agree with them or even respect them. And we're told to honor them, not because, and when he says honor them, it means they have a value. And what is their value? They have a position that can affect your life.
That's right.
They have the authority to mess your life up, to pass laws and bills that will harm your family, that will harm your church. They have the power to do it. And so you're not going to strip them of their power without a rebellion or going to the voting booth. But you may go to the voting booth and still not be able to replace them.
Right.
So as long as they have that position, then they have the power to affect your life. That is their value. And if you don't understand that, if you don't honor the people who have the power, you say, I don't like my boss. You don't like your boss. Okay? Well, what steps are in place in your business or where you work at? What steps are in place there? And there's always in every institution a process. There are steps that can be taken. And so what steps are in place? You say, well, I tried that, or I'm not going to fool with that. I'm just going to rebel against that guy or that lady or whatever. Don't like them. But don't you understand they have a value?
Right.
And to honor them means that you recognize their value. They have a value, and what it is they have the authority to take your job.
That's right.
And what are you going to do about that? You honor them. You say, well, wait a minute. No, I didn't say you respect them or agree with them. I said you honor them. And how do you honor them? You recognize the position they have, and you take godly, proper steps to make an appeal, to do it right, to love them and pray for them. And prayer is so powerful. Prayer can turn the heart of a king.
Right.
We Christians, we talk about prayer, but we don't believe that prayer can change anything.
Right.
I can tell you that I've seen prayer change hearts. I've seen prayer change attitudes. I've seen prayer change lives. When you pray for people.
Yes.
And pray specifically for things for those people.
Man.
Do you believe that should be our first line of defense right there? That should be the very first thing we do, believing that God is able.
Right.
But when we have a dishonorable society that gives honor no value to anything except themselves and those who agree with them, then we have chaos and anarchy. That's what we got right now. When people become a god unto themselves, we have got to honor. We got to honor authority. We've got to honor people's responsibilities. We got to honor each other. We've got to honor folks enough to place a value on the fallen, place a value on the weak. They've got to have some value. He says, honor all men. Don't strip any human being of their value.
Right.
Because if you place a value on them, then you will treat them and act toward them as if though they have that value. Now, there are vessels of dishonor. There are people that just literally have dishonored themselves by falling into deep sin and just throwing their own lives away. They don't even honor the life that God gave them. They see no value in the life that God gave them. So they just throw their life away. But even then, if all you can do is honor them with your prayers,
Right.
are they worth your prayers? Are they worth your prayers? Are they worth a kind act?
Yes.
Are they worth an appeal? Are they worth a warning? He said, I've warned them and I've warned them, I understand. You know, even the people, they shook the dust off their feet and he said, you leave that town. When Jesus told them that. But that command didn't extend to not going back later and trying to win souls in that town after the resurrection. You know God sent the disciples out, the church out, in all those towns that they'd been in, right back out there to win souls. Right. It wasn't a permanent thing. But he says they will receive you, then shake the dust, and sometimes you have to do that.
Right.
And sometimes you say, well, something doesn't have honor. It doesn't have value. Boy, it's sad, but it does happen.
Right.
But let me say this to you this morning. None of this is going to matter much if you don't honor God.
There you are. There you are.
You're not going to see people around you and the responsibilities they have, and you're not going to see them properly. Right. You're not going to see people with needs properly. You're not going to be able to honor other people, attach a value. You're not going to do that if you don't honor God.
Right.
What in the world does He mean to you? Only God can give you a heart.
Right.
A heart to love Him, but you got to go to Him.
You got it.
Say, all honor is yours.
Yeah.
All honor. Maybe this person has a value that's, maybe half the value of this other person. That's life. Maybe this person, but they all have value. Well, maybe this person, because of the responsibilities they have to bear, they have pretty great value because they can really affect my life. They have authority. But yet, how much honor do you give God? He says, all honor belongs to God.
Right.
That means all value, everything, anything. He is the most valuable thing in all the universe is God.
Right.
Do you honor Christ? How do you honor Him?
There you are.
How do you show Him how much He means to you?
There you are.
See, you will show authority how much they mean to you.
Right.
You will show people at your job how much they mean to you. It'll be a lot or little. But what about the Lord? You'll show your parents how much they mean to you.
Right.
And it breaks parents' hearts when their children behave in such a way that they can tell they just don't mean much to them.
Right.
They don't put a lot of value on them. But there's nothing to break a parent's heart worse than that right there. But it does.
Right.
But what about God? Do we honor Him? Do we, with how much?
There you are.
What does He mean to us?
That's it.
So when we're spending about all of our time doing things for ourselves and giving God a commercial of our time, we go day after day, maybe not even pray. Your neighbor may be going to hell, but
Right.
you haven't spoken to them about Christ. Is that honor? Is that all He means to you? Is that you're living your life for yourself and giving God the crumbs that fall off your table?
Right.
A little bit of lip service, attend a church service now and then. Is that really all He means to you? Honor is lost.
Yeah.
Honor is lost. Let's bow together for prayer. Heavenly Father, for not honoring you. Lord, forgive me for not honoring others as I should at times, recognizing the value they have. God, forgive me for mixing up this stuff. Oh, God, help us. We have a nation that needs the gospel so bad, that needs to present the living God so that you can be honored by all mankind. And Lord, I pray that you touch our hearts today and deal with us, each and every one. We love you. We need your help, Father, today to be honorable people. And let us seek to be honorable people. And we'll thank you in Jesus' name. Amen. Let's stand as we sing. Just as I am, as we sing together. As we sing. Just as I am, without one plea, but that thy blood was shed for me, and that thou bidst me come to thee, O Lamb of attached to him, because that's honor. What does he weigh? I don't mean physically, but I mean spiritually. In your relationship. What about your parents?
Yeah.
And what about those folks you work with? And what about your boss? Most people have trouble with their bosses. Wonder how much trouble you'd have with them if you get this right.
There you go.
So that you could approach them right. For them to realize that you put some weight on them, that they matter.
Right.
You're just not just a rebellious employee, but that they matter to you, that you recognize what they can do, and you want to work with them, work things out. It's so important. What about your neighbors? How many folks have we dishonored by just not caring? Just not caring. No value. But they have a value. Just find out what it is. Say amen. Find out what it is. Well, it's been a good day in the Lord. Amen. Hey, listen, guys, try to get back out. It's not doing anything out there right now. I think it's going to be too warm today for anything too bad. Come on back out at 1:30. We usually have a convention night for these kids. This is the one time of year when we really focus on things that are like dramatics and music and things like that. It's official events and stuff. And so they're going to be doing it at 1:30 today. It's not a whole lot. It won't be too much longer, regular service, and a little bit longer, but probably not too much. And so I'm not lying to you, okay? But these kids have worked hard. And, and these young people, so many of them are in our church, and, they love you, and you love those kids. I know you do. We're all so tied together with them. Come out there today and watch them, okay? We invite you back. I hope you will do that. And so I guess we better dismiss. Brother Axel, won't you pray dismiss in prayer?
Just thank you this day, Lord. Thank you much for your blessing, which you've done for us. Lord, thank you for the service of the church, Father. I pray you just help us to pray things in our hearts and minds, Father, and to honor you, Lord, and those around us, Father, that you bless us with. Father, I pray you just be with us, bring us back to the next service safely, Lord. In your name we pray. Amen.